Talk. It's another episode. It's another day. I'm Chito Lozada.
And I am Goddess Hope Libiran. Banks are integral to the economy. And with the
Yeah.
fast adaptation to the digital world, digital banking has often become convenient and even necessary. But there's a lot to know about digital banking, especially for those who aren't tech savvy.
That's why our guest for today will be a great help in understanding the topic more. And we are glad to welcome the President and CEO of Union Bank of the Philippines, Mr. Edwin Bautista. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
How are
Chito.
you?
God.
Hi, sir. Good
Yes,
morning.
good, good. Nice day. Good day.
Good day. For banking or doing
Union Bank.
everything
For Union Bank,
for Union Bank.
kahapon we announced our successful stock rights offering.
Yes.
Nakita nyo naman, the market is a little bit challenged right now, the stock market, but we were
Yes.
able to raise 40 billion pesos in fresh capital from the stock market through a stock rights offer. And we're using most of this to fund our purchase of the consumer banking assets of Citibank in the Philippines, which we won some time ago.
Some time ago. Yeah, and
Few months ago.
2 months. And how would the new acquisition fit in with the digital transformation of Union Bank, sir? And the
Yeah.
overall work of Union Bank.
Well, overall, when we're looking at digital transactions, most of the developments recently were among individuals, the consumers. Na nakita nyo naman during the pandemic lockdown, a lot of people started to buy things online, pay each other online. And so this is like what they refer to as the tipping point towards a highly digital economy.
Mm-hmm.
And we started our digital transformation journey about 5, 6 years ago.
Correct, yes.
And we've been able to increase the customer base significantly. Now, what the Citi transaction will do is this will give us about 1 million more new customers. Tsaka hindi lang ito yung ordinaryong customers, medyo high-end customers na mas mahirap actually ma-acquire yan eh. In the past few years, we acquired what, 3, 4 million new customers. But most of those were either in the middle or the lower segment of the income strata. But so this time around, 1 million customers coming from the AB market. So this is significant for us.
I see.
Okay. Sir, I am just a bit, siguro curious
Hmm.
on your bank's acquisition of Citibank's credit card portfolio, to be specific. Ano kasi siya eh, yung people from the banking industry find this as an extremely good idea as it matches Union Bank's thrust towards the digital banking industry.
Correct.
But I've heard that a lot of other banks also nagbid din sila to get this portfolio. I heard sina East West, RCBC, nagbid din sila for this eh. But what do you think has been your edge, no, compared to those banks? Why do you think did you get this project with Citibank, sir?
Citibank was interested in, or rather, they were looking for a couple of things. No, first is they said we want to award it to a bank who can successfully transfer or migrate our customers into their base seamlessly. So ibig sabihin nun, a bank that can replicate the product set of Citibank in the Philippines. And yung portfolio ng Citibank is highly digital. Most of their customers are already accessing their accounts digitally. So it had to be a bank that can do these things. So first, kaya ba niyang i-replicate yung produkto ng Citibank? Kung ang sagot doon, yes, then 1 point na sa'yo yun.
Yeah.
Second, can you handle the ability of Citibank customers to go digital? Pag yes, another point sa'yo. And then pangatlo, can you take care of the employees of Citibank in the Philippines? Mga 1,700 yun eh. And we, as part of our offer, said we were inviting all their employees to join Union Bank under the same terms and conditions that they were enjoying at Citibank. And this was very important. And we said, if you join us, you are going to join an organization that has a very similar culture. I don't know if you know this, but many of our executives in Union Bank and even members of our board are ex-Citibankers. So galing din kami sa Citibank. So we're quite familiar with the organization, and we built actually a Union Bank, a bank that's more or less patterned after the approach of Citibank, because that is where most of us learned our banking.
So, yeah. I guess
Tama-tama.
City is more comfortable with the Union
Yes.
Bank.
Opo. Tsaka,
Yun na nga yun. I think bottom line is the comfort level. Yung bang, kasi ang tanong dyan is, tatakbo ba yung mga customer? Sasabihin ng customer, ay, ayaw namin dyan, palpak yan. Okay. And next, mamamatch ba namin yung produkto? Pag hindi naman mamamatch, edi mawawala din yung mga customers. And then, ang pinaka-importante is, yung comfort level ng mga empleyado, that, you know, that Union Bank will take care of them, and they can continue to have a good career with Union bankers.
opo. Kaya nga, kasi tama po yan, I agree. At ngayon, mas nakikita ko kung bakit talaga Union Bank ang pinili ng Citibank eh. Kasi usually, hindi lang naman po kasi yung bid offer. I mean, yung pera ang tinitingnan nila, yung assets. It's more on the culture, tapos yung mga nabanggit kanina ni Sir Edwin, even yung kanilang push nga talaga, nakita yung kanilang pag-invest heavily on digital banking in the past few years. In fact, even prior to the pandemic, na-mention ni Sir Edwin kanina, 5 to 6 years ago, talaga nag-i-invest na sila.
It's really ahead of the
Heavily.
pandemic.
Opo. Pero sir, I want to know, sir. We want to know, ano ba yung, di ba, yung Union Bank has been creating waves in the digital banking industry for so many years already. Pero what made you do this decision? What's the reason behind this decision, sir?
To go digital.
Well, to start with, we already anticipated that it was just a question of time before the Philippines also went digital. Now, ato alam nyo na ang Pilipino, we were once known as the tax capital of the world, remember?
Tama.
So that,
Tapos, according to the research,
started it.
tapos ano pa daw tayo, we are the heaviest users of Facebook, social
Correct.
media, in the world, in the world. Okay? And so 6 years ago, nung tinignan namin to, sabi namin, bakit nga ba hindi pa masyadong gumagamit ng digital banking yung mga Pilipino? Ahead naman tayo in terms of digital adoption. So our conclusion was, it's just going to be a matter of time. Now, 6 years ago, hindi pa lahat ng tao may smartphone. Di ba karamihan ng telepono nun, yung mga analog. Tatandaan niyo ba yung mga Nokia nung
Nokia.
araw?
Yes, opo.
And so digital banking was very clunky. So hindi pa maganda yung user experience. Pero nag-uumpisa na na pumapasok na yung mga smartphone. So we knew it was just a question of time. O tama nga, question of time. And then normally kasi around the world, pag nakita niyo yung digital adoption, merong mga nakikitang catalysts. Like for example, in Hong Kong, paano nag-umpisa? Nagkaroon sila ng yung card, octopus card na ginagamit sa parang ano nila, trains,
The mass transit.
Apo.
bus transit. In India, kaya nagkaroon ng transformation dahil nag-declare sila na i-demonetize yung malalaking high-valued banknotes. So naglabasan ngayon yung pera from the under the pillows, and then all of a sudden nagkaroon sila ng digital transactions. Sa atin, ang tipping point was COVID.
Yes, I agree, sir.
COVID.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. Kasi for several, natandaan nyo, several months hindi tayo nakalabas. Bigla na lang, o-order ka ng pagkain, o-order ka ng supermarket, and babayaran mo yan. Well, in the early days, cash on delivery, di ba? Later on, yung mga nagbibenta, ayaw na ng cash on delivery. Gusto nila, bayad ka muna. So, kailangan digital yung bayad mo.
And ang galing Sir Chito, Sir Edwin, no?
Yeah.
Alam niyo ako, di ba, bilang sa social media kasi ang handle ko before. So, nakikita ko talaga yung effort ni Unionbank dun sa kanilang growth sa digital banking. Kasi nakakita ko when I scroll down my wall on Facebook, nakikita ko yung may mga ads doon, parang persuading the public to sign up for an account sa Unionbank. So lalo na nung nag-pandemic, syempre parang natakot ka nang lumabas kung gusto mong mag-open ng account sa bangko. Sa kanila
Correct,
online lang. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-appear, 'di ba? So dun ka na lang magsa-sign up
you can do
magpapasa
everything
ng
online.
documents. It's a great job, sir, Sir Edwin.
Ito, I'll just share with you some statistics Kasi nakita ko yung yung annual report ng Philippine Clearinghouse Corporation. I was reviewing it last week. Ito yung nagki-clear ng cheque natin dito sa Pilipinas. Okay. Ano yung statistics? In 2019, the number of checks cleared in the Philippines hit 170 million. So the whole year, 170 million pieces of checks were cleared.
Okay.
In the year 2020, it dropped to 120. From 120 million, from 170. So nawala yung 50 million. And doon naman sa number of peso net transactions, ito yung high value transactions, the transactions move from about 7 million a year to about 50 million. So doon na punta, di ba? Hindi pa counted yung InstaPay, yung instant, So talagang nagkakaroon ng shifting People are issuing less checks and they're now paying each other digitally.
So that's 7 million to 20 million sa peso net.
No, 7 million to 50 million.
50.
50. So halos yung buong nawala sa nawala sa
checks cleared.
Napunta sa
digital.
Oo. And that
During
is
the same period.
The same period. And that's only on
2019, 2020.
Peso net yan. Ang peso net yun yung high value, di ba? Meron pang InstaPay. Doon sa InstaPay, mas malaki pang growth. Pero small ticket items.
Sir, how about yung mga cash wallet? Do you consider them as competitors? Like GCash?
Alam mo,
Paymaya.
actually, matagal nang na-surpass ng mga wallets ang mga bangko in terms of cash transfers. If you look at InstaPay, InstaPay, yun yung you move money from your account to another bank account. Instantaneous yun. Ang number 1 na ngayon, GCash. Ang number 2, nag-alternate kami between us and BDO. So sometimes they're ahead, some months we're ahead in terms of sending transactions outward.
Okay.
Pero ang GCash talaga ang naging number 1. So from our point of view, sila yung dapat namin habulin eventually. But that's
competition.
Pag titignan mo, doon sa mga private commercial banks, sa peso net mo na yung high value.
Yes, sir.
Ang number 1 dyan, Citibank. Number 2 kami. But very close. Pagdating ng July 1, karamihan ng volume nila siyempre mapupunta sa amin, no? So, we will now be number 1 on the peso net. On the private commercial banks. On the InstaPay, well, if we overtake BDO eventually na tuloy-tuloy na, then we just need to go after GCash. Now, why is that significant? Biro mo lumalabang kami top bank on the digital. And yet in terms of size, we're only number 8, number 9 in terms of assets.
Is that so?
The traditional measures of size, which are assets, number of branches, andun kami number 8 or number 9. Pero pagdating sa digital, lumalabang kami 1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Yeah. Actually, even my friends po, no, personally, no, yung friends ko from the banking industry have been commenting na, nako, ito na naman si Union Bank. They've created their own niche in the digital banking industry. So it's really a good decision, no? At ang dami pa nating pwedeng matutunan talaga from Mr. Edwin Bautista. And I'm loving this conversation. We will learn more from Mr. Edwin Bautista when Straight Talk comes back.
So we'll be right back.
Fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at makinig sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Nina Ventura at Jojo Silvestre. Be ready na mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Magandang araw mga katribo! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube. Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Be updated sa news and happenings katribo. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back to Straight Talk. We're still with Mr. Bautista. And we have a very interesting topic right now.
Yes. Hi once again. Ngayon po, Sir Edwin, meron akong question about, yung insecurity ng ating mga digital banking platforms. Depositors of digital banks have grown particularly during the pandemic, but at the same time, fraud and hacking have multiplied. So how effective are the measures undertaken by the bank or the Union Bank in protecting their clients, sir?
Alam mo, ang hirap kasi dito, no? Most of those that are affected are not because the systems of the bank have been breached. Hindi ito katulad nung araw na I think the scammers have shifted their efforts. Nung araw, they try to directly enter the systems of the bank. E nakita nila, mahirap gawin yun eh. Most of the thing that are, the cyber issues that are happening are yung parang budol-budol type na ano ka?
Yes.
Social engineering eh. To get you to give your password. Yun yung mga sasabihin sa'yo, ma'am, parang may unusual activity yung ano mo, di matatakot ka. Tapos sasabihin niya, oh, by the way, I want to make sure you are the person I'm talking to. So magpapadala ako dyan ng OTP.
Get a lot of
Tapos ano mo, kung iisipin mo, siya tumawag sa iyo eh. Bakit ikaw yung mag-ibigay? Pero pag mabilisan kasi, ang dami talagang ang daming naapektuhan, no? So that's the number one problem right now, and it's very difficult for the bank to arrest because it happens outside of our system now. But what are we trying to do? We're
Yeah,
trying out
How
to
how would you address that if it's coming from outside of your environment? It's
okay.
kind of hard.
Mahirap, no? But what we do is we use AI to look at the transactions that are happening inside the bank. So for example, may mga transfers to an account na newly opened. Tapos
Ah,
wala nang record itong depositor na maglilipat siya ng pera niya to an individual of this type. Pwede naming i-freeze muna temporarily. So we're now really relying on higher level AI, artificial intelligence, to try to catch these types of behavior.
Dapat maganda rin, dyan din talaga pumapasok yung role ng communication and information dissemination. 'Di ba? Yun po yung, kasi nakikita natin, 'di ba, sa
Mga
Facebook pages
reminders.
ng Union Bank and even dun sa app, they're trying to, promote their messages to ma-lead nila across dun sa isip ng kanilang mga kliyente. Na sinasabing, kapag hindi na kami gumagamit ng mga clickable links, di ba? So kapag merong nag-text sa inyo, nagsasabi na i-click nyo yan kasi merong anong tawag nito? Yung parang activity na hindi...
Suspicious
activity. Ayan. So syempre dapat hindi nyo i-click. At yun nga rin, ano to sa tingin ko po, sir, ito, siya, hindi lang responsibility ng Union Bank alone. It's also the
Everybody's,
responsibility of their
responsibility.
clients to make sure na hindi mafo-fall into this kind of trap from the hackers.
Actually, in the Bankers Association of the Philippines, and I was chairman of the Cyber Fraud Committee up until last year, we were pushing for some kind of customer Magna Carta. Kasi in some countries like Singapore, malinaw yung responsibility ng bangko at yung depositor.
Yan.
Sa atin dito kasi kahit malinaw na binigay nila yung kanilang OTP, yung nagrereklamo pa rin. Parang ang argument kasi dito sa atin is maliit na tao lang kami. Kayo, malaki kayo, you can afford to absorb it. That's the the popular argument. So it's very difficult. And so in the past, pinagbibigyan na lang namin yung mga customer kung hindi naman ganun kalaki, and then we just intensify our education campaign. But in a more mature economy, dapat alam ng mga customers na meron silang responsibility. Parang nung araw yan, familiar kayo doon sa nagsasangla ng kanilang ATM card? Yung mangungutang ka.
Yeah.
Opo.
Oo. Yun ba naman?
4 piece.
Correct. Kung yung binigyan mo ng ATM card mo, magwi-withdraw more than what you owe them, kasalanan pa ba ng bangko yun? Dapat siguro naman kasalanan na nila yun. Binigay nila yung ATM card nila, no? So, but it's education.
Education. Yung role, sir, ng mga regulators, how would you size them up? Have they
Well,
been...
the regulators have been putting the squeeze on us. Talagang they've really been putting pressure on the banks to upgrade, and which is also good because they're also keeping us on our toes. Kasi dito, pag titignan mo yung nangyayari, kailangan talaga ng cooperation across the board Kasi like, di ba, customer ng isang bangko, na-fish siya, ililipat dun sa isang bangko, then from this bank, ililipat na naman sa So, pwedeng tatlong entities ang involved So, kailangan mag-cooperate kami so that we can stop this flow as fast as possible para hindi na uulit itong mga scammers na to. Kasi pag nakita nila na hindi umuubra, titigil na rin yun
Pero kayo, Sir Edwin, ano po yung message ninyo doon sa mga customers or clients ng Union Bank to protect their accounts?
Ang sinasabi namin talaga dito that, una, you have to be very specific about the things that that we do not do and that they should not do. Like, clickable links. We never ask you for your OTP. Yung mga ganon, basic yon, okay? But at the same time, we also want to assure them that we're doing everything we can at the back end to help ensure that their data is safe. Kasi yun ang pinanggagalingan yan eh. Tapos, like, for example, sasabihin nila, bakit nila alam yung data ko? If you go through the tape of what transpired, no? Minsan kasi tinitape din nila yung kanilang discussion with the scammer. Wala naman, hindi naman yung scammer, hindi alam yung pangalan niya eh. But in the course of the conversation, yung kulot ng pangalan niya, tapos akala niya, yung scammer yung nakakakilala sa kanya. Like, ewan ko kung nakatanggap kayo dyan ng mga SMS na, ano daw, you're qualified to a job that pays 1,500 a day.
Every day, meron.
Meron. Nakakatanggap din kayo na sabihin, okay, your Unionbank account, ganito, your BDO account. Wala akong BDO account. Pero kung meron ako, di isipin ko, wow, alam niya meron akong account, di ba? Or Union, alam niya may Unionbank account ako. Pero hindi niya alam. Pwedeng nag-blast lang siya.
Kaya dapat pagganahin lalo yung wisdom to decipher kung ano yung scam sa hindi. Kasi lalo na minsan nga po, 'di ba, na-mention ni Sir kanina yung ino-offeran ka ng job, qualified ka daw na magtrabaho tas 8,000.
Hindi ka naman nag-apply.
Yes,
no?
hindi ka nag-apply. O minsan sinasabi, nanalo ka sa lottery. Hindi ka naman tumaya. So 'di ba, doon pa lang may question na.
Oo.
Basta, ang ano doon, kung may kikita ka ng pera na walang pinanggalingan, parang mag-isip ka na.
And only transact using the official accounts, no,
Correct.
of Unionbank. So dun lang, Facebook, yung kanilang official app, dun lang.
Pero alam mo, naintindihan ko yan. Ang daling sabihin yan. Pero the minute sa inyo yan umabot, baka iba din ang response ninyo. Ang galing nito, alam mo, actually, ang galing nitong mga social engineering.
Sa emails, usually, merong ganun everyday.
Every day.
Kaya you get used to it eh. Ini-ignore mo na lang eh.
You know, sa banking world, nung araw, almost every week nakakatanggap ako ng email eh. Anak daw siya nung former king African country and kung papayag daw ako 10% daw i-remit dito. I mean, alam mo, magtataka ka, ang dami pa rin nabibiktima nun.
Kasi alam niyo po, ang tingin ko kasi dyan because nasa pandemic nga tayo, di ba? Alam nila yung kahinaan ng iba nating mga kababayan. Siyempre, naghihirap, naghahanap ng siguro easier access to money. So, these scammers, these hackers are taking advantage of that. So, we really need to be, more careful.
Correct. Yeah. Sir, regarding do sa regulator, do you think yung they have given licenses to 7 digital banks?
6.
Is that 6?
Yeah.
Not including Unionbank Digital. Including Unionbank Digital.
6 kasama na kami nun.
Kasama na. Do you think, na yun? Tama na yun for the moment? With the growth of digital transactions, digital banking?
Sabi nila for the moment, so I don't really know, that really is up to the Bangko Sentral, but I suspect that they're trying to see how best to regulate the existing banks.
Yes, sir.
Before they really open it up in a big way. So tinitingnan din yung mga safeguards and all of that stuff. But according to them, mayroon munang, siguro for the next 2 years may moratorium. But we don't really know.
Yes, sir. Sir, so further improvements on digital services post-pandemic is envisioned. No? As people have greatly benefited from technological enhancements, so what technologies do you expect in the near future will drive digital banking further?
Well, ang unang-una sinasabi nila yung mga things like 5G, uh, that speeds up the transaction and that allows many of the new things to develop. I'm sure narinig nyo na before yung sinasabi nilang smart cities,
Smart cities, yes.
yung mga smart objects, yung mga sinasabi nilang example, pagbukas mo ng refrigerator mo, wala ka ng orange juice, automatically magpi-place ng order, i-deliver na lang sa'yo.
Internet of Things.
Yung mga ganon,
Yes, sir.
that's already happening in many countries. Eventually, that will happen. Merong yung mga executions na mupunta ka lang sa billboard, may maengganyo ka about, buying stuff from a supermarket, you click your phone, i-deliver na kaya sa'yo. Yung mga ganong klaseng mga transactions that will require very fast turnaround. So pwede yan pag mas lalo pang gumanda yung network connectivity, and 5G will enable that. So kasama yan. What else? The government, nabasa ko today, sabi ni Presidente Digong, lahat daw ng minandate niya, lahat ng government transactions dapat digital.
Digital,
Yes.
yeah.
Ayan, no?
Through an EO.
Oo. So, that one will go a long way kasi nung araw, pag namimigay ng mga ayuda, di ba, either cheque, may hirap yung cheque dahil hindi naman lahat may account, no?
Correct.
And then, yung ilalagay sa envelope, mas lalong mahirap yun. Sigurado ka bang mapupunta sa kanila?
Mas mahirap talaga, sir.
But now, ang envision is talagang credit na lang to the account. And in fact, they're already talking about, like same as in other countries, pati yung mga benta sa pagbibili sa palengke, swipe na lang, tap, pati sa mga tricycles. Because what that will do is it will allow the government to closely monitor the transactions in the community, yung bayad ng mga taxes mabilis, automatic, and all of that stuff. Tinatawag ng Smart City Initiative.
Are you going to that path, sir? Yung gagamitin mo na lang yung mobile phone to tap para to receive a service or to buy a commodity?
Well, yung the idea of that is there. Whether it's the card, the phone, QR code, or even a phone, yung wearables, ang daming possible execution, and we don't really know where the market is going to go eventually. But that idea that you can quickly make a payment, mangyayari yan. Mangyayari yan.
About Unionbank, do you have a plan to go to that?
Yeah, in fact, we're supporting the QR code
codes.
The QR initiative. Our credit cards already have chips that are yung pwede mong itap, yung mga ganon. So, we're trying to cover all fronts. Kasi until naging mature na yung technology, hindi ka pa rin sure kung alin doon ang magte-take off eh. Diba?
Correct, yes.
That will depend on customer behavior and which one they will eventually prefer.
Yeah. Pero last question, Sir Edwin, kanina nabanggit natin kasi yung pag-iingat ng ating mga kababayan para hindi sila ma-hack yung kanilang account. Pero kayo po sa Unionbank, syempre 'di ba, ngayon doon kayo pumupunta sa direksyon ng digital banking wherein yung mga kliyente o mga customers or even the public are being persuaded to sign up for an account online. Kasi ako naging biktima ako before nung, di ba yung yaya na nag-present ng mga fake na mga NBI clearance and police clearance, tapos nakapasok sa agency, di ba? Pero sa Union Bank po, given na may option na hindi na pumunta sa bangko para magpasa ng mga requirements na yon, gaano po ka-extensive yung security para hindi kayo malusutan ng mga peking mga requirements as prerequisite for opening an account, sir?
Or a fictitious individual.
Well, number one, we're using artificial intelligence, AI, to be able to detect whether the ID is fake or not. All right? So there are ways of doing it already. There are ways of matching the face with the picture in the ID. Okay?
Face
And then,
recognition.
with the national ID system, may biometric siya na.
Yan.
That would
So
help a lot.
makikita ano na ngayon ma-equate mo na siya ba talaga yung taong yan na nakalagay sa picture na naka-embed dun sa biometrics. Yun ang kagandahan nun. So this idea of people pretending to be something else, I think in the past medyo hindi na yan ang magiging source ng fraud. Ang pinaka-common pa rin na source, yung mga employees na let's say nag-resign from a company, let's say part-timer lang siya, tapos ibibenta niya yung account niya sa iba. Kasi yung marami pa rin sa atin nag-iisip na pag ipagamit nila yung account sa iba, kung merong mang crime na makocommit yung ibang tao, wala siya doon kasi hindi naman siya nag-commit ng crime eh. Pero ang sabi namin sa kanila, pag yung account mo ginamit ng iba, sabit ka.
Accessory.
Una nasa pangalan mo yun.
Yeah, opo. So, ikaw pa rin ang accountable doon, no?
Dapat.
Since nakapangalan sa'yo.
Bakit mo binenta?
Or at the least, magkakaroon ka ng hassle, di ba? Okay.
Right.
Nga, di ba? Yung krimen,
Legal
hindi
hassle.
pwedeng ilipat sa iba. Pero, just imagine the hassle that you are going to get. Tatawagan ka ng pulis, imbestigahin ka. Ang laki kagad na abala yun, ha?
So, dapat talaga hindi gawin.
Dapat yung gawin.
Sir, I'm thinking with the acquisition of Citi, pang ilang, in terms of, sabi niyo, in terms of assets, Unionbank is not in the top rung. Pero sa digital, you're
lumalaban sa number
competing
one.
sa number one.
Okay. Sa credit cards, pag i-combine mo yung Unionbank at saka Citibank, base sa aming estimate, in terms of credit card usage, yung paggagamit ng card, no? Siguro we will be about number 2. Number 2 to BPO.
BDO ang number 1.
BPO pa rin ang number 1. Pero we will be bigger than BPI and Metro in terms of card usage. So, ang kailangan na lang naming habulin si BDO.
Kayang-kaya yan, sir. Yeah.
Malaki. It will take time, but
May advantage kayo in digital
At saka
environment.
yung Citibank credit card portfolio, it's one of the most high-end folders. Di ba? Yan yung sought after at nakuha nila yan.
Yeah, right.
Diba?
actually, ang profile ng card niya, yung spending per card niya, ang pinakamataas sa whole Philippine industry. Pag yung how much, yung spending per card, siya ang pinakamataas.
Citibank. Okay.
Highest.
Galing. So, thank you very much po, Mr. Edwin Bautista, for
Thank you mga katribo.
thank you for joining us today.
Katribuan
And
na rin namin.
thank you, sir, for helping modernize the digital banking industry of our country. We learned a lot from our discussion, sir.
Yeah, I hope
Anytime, just call me.
I hope there will be more developments sa digital banking to make banking inclusive. Kasi parang we're going that way na with the digital banking. Nagkakaroon na ng, kahit yung mahirap, kakaroon na ng chance to join the financial system.
Yes, that's correct.
Hopefully.
Okay.
magkaroon pa.
So, thank you po. Thank you, Sir
Maraming salamat
Edwin.
din. Thank you, bye-bye.
So,
Thank you po, mga katribu.
katribu.
For
That was
tuning in
very
once again. Oh, galing, no? Ang saya
interesting.
nung discussion. Okay, so thank you po mga katribu for tuning once again. Watch Straight Talk live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube.
I'm Chito Lozada. See you again.
And I'm Goddess Hope Libiran. And this has been
Straight
Straight Talk.
Talk.